From time to time, you're going to hit plateaus on the way to your fitness goals. It's going to happen. It could be that your goal is weight loss and all of a sudden the scale just won't budge anymore. Or maybe you're trying to gain muscle and for some reason you can't seem to get any stronger. Whenever you hit these plateaus, the first thing you need to do is look at your nutrition. Because if you're not doing the nutrition part right, then chances are no matter how hard you work, you're not going to be able to get any results anyway. If your goal is weight loss, ask yourself, am I underestimating how many calories I eat or overestimating how many calories I burn? If your goal is weight gain, if you're trying to gain muscle, then am I eating enough? Am I eating the right stuff? Am I eating enough protein? There's all kinds of little variables that can play a factor in it. If you know you're doing the nutrition part right and for some reason you're not getting results, then chances are you have just been doing the same thing for far too long and your body is just adapted to your routine. This happens to us a lot because we are creatures of habit. I started Chad Austin Fitness in 2010, but before I started my own business, I actually worked for a gym as a trainer for many, many years. It's been a gym with a lot of members, and once I got to know the members, it wasn't long before I got to know their pattern, their routine. So it would be where I would come in, okay, it's Wednesday, it's 10:30, that means that Willie is going to be on the second elliptical, he's going to be doing 30 minutes on level 5, he'll be watching this TV show, Brad's going to be next to him, he'll stay on there for 45 minutes. While these two are here, Sarah is going to be way over on the Stairmaster, but as soon as one of these two leaves, she's going to come over and take that elliptical. So we kind of fall in love with a certain pattern, certain routine that we're doing. We get comfortable and we don't ever deviate from it. And what happens is our body is always trying to adapt. And so whenever we change something, our body struggles to adapt. But once there's no change, it eventually will adapt and it's easier for it to do it. And so we stop getting results. I'm going to give you a formula today that will help you break out of these plateaus when you hit them, but even more importantly, stop you from hitting them so often. So whenever you hit a plateau and you know it's time to change things up in your routine, a trainer trick that you can use is the FIT principle. FIT, F-I-T-T, stands for frequency, intensity, type, time. This is really simple. Frequency, how often during the week do you do it? Intensity, how hard do you go when you do it? Type, what type is it? So if we're talking about cardio, is it the elliptical, is it Stairmaster, is it a Group X class? If we're talking about weight room, is it dumbbells, barbells, is it cables, is it resistance bands, is it body weight? And time, how long do you do it for? And so for example, let's use Willie that I used earlier that loved the elliptical and would do 30 minutes on level 5 every time he came in. How could he use the FIT principle to change it? Simple. Instead of doing the elliptical every time, he could just change the type of cardio and go to the Stairmaster or the treadmill. You can change the intensity. You can change from level 5 to level 10, or maybe he changes it goes to interval training, or does one of the programs on there. There's lots of choices he could do. Change the time, so maybe he's going, instead of going for 30 minutes, maybe he goes harder more times a week for 25 minutes, or maybe he goes 3 times a week and goes this a lot longer one, so 45 minutes to an hour. So there's a lot of ways he could change it up. And the free weight sections, maybe someone just comes in, they do bench press every time, and they're not getting any more results on their bench press, they need stronger. So maybe they go from doing a barbell to going to dumbbells, or going to cables, or resistance bands, or just doing push-ups, or push-ups with resistance bands. Things like that. Or change the reps. Maybe he does sets of 12 every time. So maybe he wants to go down to sets of 8 or sets of 5 and make it heavier. Or maybe he wants to do a pyramid. Maybe he wants to do a lot more reps and build up some muscle endurance. There's lots of ways you can change up your routine. And so every time you hit a plateau and you're stuck and you know you just need to change things up, just go through this principle. Frequency, intensity, type, time. Change the variables of your workout. And the way you can stop yourself from hitting these plateaus on a regular basis is every couple weeks, every 2 to 3 weeks, change these variables up. So don't get in the habit of every day on Monday that's chest day do bench press, and every day and then followed by 2 miles on the treadmill. Stop doing the same routine, and that way you'll keep getting results because your body will constantly be fighting to adapt. And so the more you change, the less often your body is going to adapt, and you'll keep getting more results. So if you run into a plateau, if you need to break out of a plateau or to keep yourself from hitting them, just follow the FIT principle: frequency, intensity, type, time, and it'll work every time.